Welcome to Swish and Flick, an all Potter podcast.
Swish and flick. Everyone? Swish and flick.
Hello and welcome to episode 66 of Swish and Flick. I'm Tiffany.
I'm Megan.
I'm Katie.
And I'm Harris.
This episode is sponsored by Vanessa Kingston.
Kingson.
Gah! Kingston.
Minus Vanessa.
The T.
We
Thank
welcome you and thank you.
I'm sorry I added a T to your name.
Vanessa.
This week, is our final episode on Prisoner of Azkaban. Or Azkaban.
Azkaban.
Right. We'll be doing...
In honor of this being our final episode.
We're going to start like that.
I'm sorry.
Tiffany's actually drinking whiskey out of her glass.
In honor of this being our final episode on Azkaban, we will be posting our Azkaban merchandise on our website. Go check it out.
We have a website?
What's that?
Yeah, swishflickcast.com. Go. Now. Look.
What's a .com?
Homestarrunner, not net. It's .com. You know what that is?
Is that a commercial?
For homestarrunner.com, which I don't even think that's a thing anymore.
Okay. Did you have something else?
I was going to say that I'm not going to interrupt you the rest of the episode.
Okay.
All right. We will be doing our book to movie comparison for all of you before we dive into the hot cup of fire.
The hot cup of fire.
Yeah, or goblet of fire for all you people who don't know what a hot cup of fire is.
But be careful, because it burns. In and out. Going in.
No.
Oh. Sometimes it happens.
Okay, Florence. Thank you for showing up, though, for the final episode of Prisoner.
It's around.
All right.
Just like a circle.
Let's...
What?
This is too much. Anytime we record on a Friday, it's nuts.
It is.
And we haven't been together in a month.
True.
A month.
Like together in the same room recording.
A month.
A month?
A month.
Actually, I think it's been more than a month, if I'm being honest with you.
We're
It's been
rounding.
like, all right.
We're rounding like a circle.
No.
A circle of a
Yes.
month. All right. So let's get into some weekly profit.
So-
I gave you this one.
You did.
Excited about it.
Actually, I can't. Shout out to Elizabeth Licklack for sending this to me.
So, does anybody here know what HQ Trivia is?
No.
Is that the thing on your phone?
Yes.
Yeah.
So on HQ Trivia this Wednesday, November 14th at 9 p.m. is Wizarding World Trivia Night presented by Fantastic Beasts.
The Crimes of Grindelwald.
So all you have to do is download the app. It's on any app store, Google Play, Apple, whatever. HQ Trivia. The icon is like purple with an HQ in it.
Purple.
You just make
That
it.
was really crappy.
You just make an account, and then at 9 o'clock it goes live, and then you have to listen to this guy who's really annoying talk for like 5 minutes.
Scott.
And then they ask you questions, and they are giving away with this one. They are giving away $50,000, and you get a movie theater rented out for you and your friends to see the new Fantastic Beasts movie.
When is it going to be rented out?
I don't know. But so what they do, like, okay, so that sounds really awesome, right? $50,000, but it's like $50,000 divided by how many people win all the questions. So usually it's like $1 a person.
What happens if you have no friends and you get a movie theater rented out?
Then it's just you. You get to see it all by yourself.
Don't worry, Florence will be there, Sarah.
So everybody should go and download the HQ Trivia app.
It's
and
really
do Harry
fun.
Potter trivia. It is fun. Friends trivia was the other night.
I'm not kidding, bomb at that. It'd be so good. I don't play trivia, though, like on my phone.
It's fun.
Do it.
Okay, I have another weekly profit.
Give it to me.
So the lovely folks over at Expedition Roasters gave us coffee to give away to our listeners. And let me tell you how funny this is, yes?
What kind of coffee?
Well, it's not
yeah.
coffee. It's coffee.
Coffee.
We don't drink coffee. We drink coffee.
And it's not garbage.
No, it's
So
actually very tasty.
I actually have known about Expedition Roasters for a while. Katie and I are big fans of their Disney themed roasts. And
Shout out to the Brookhart.
shout out to the Burkhart Project who introduced us to Expedition Roasters. However, they then came out with a Wizarding World line of coffee grounds, and they have a flavor for each house. So they have a Ravenclaw blend, which is like blueberry. They have Gryffindor, which is chocolate cherry. Slytherin is caramel crunch, and Hufflepuff is butterscotch. We have just tried the blueberry before we recorded, and we all really liked it.
I don't want to
Yes.
try
Right now.
I want to try the caramel one tomorrow, not the butterscotch.
Okay.
Didn't we
Well,
say that?
No, I said butterscotch.
Oh.
I mean, I think they would both be good. I'm more of a caramel fan, so that's why I want to drink that one.
That's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's really good.
Yeah.
It's
so
not as like it's
Sweet.
So
You're going to
subtle.
smell it more so.
Then-
Like,
Yeah.
I won't lie, I was a little skeptical, and I genuinely really do like it. I
Yeah.
actually want some cream in my coffee.
I
which
tried to
very
tell
rarely
them
do.
that it was not like overly sweet and
You
gross
just-
like most flavored coffees, but they didn't want to believe me.
It's very good.
It's very aromatic as
Yes.
opposed to like flavor.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
smell it. Like, I could smell it in the other room, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, it smells like
Blueberry
a blueberry
patch.
And it was really good. I mean,
Yeah,
it is
very
really good. I'm
good.
still drinking it.
I'm enjoying it.
So if you guys, so we're giving away a set. We're gonna give away house coffee to one person in each house. I posted something on our Facebook yesterday and asked people to post their coffee selfies, and then we randomized the list and we put your houses with you, and we randomized one from each house, and there are winners that we're going to announce. However, if you don't win, or if you win and you really like it and you want more, they were really kind and gave us a discount code for our listeners. And I'm just throwing this out there so that people don't think that I'm like plugging this to make money or anything. Like, we get nothing for this. They just
Except
gave us a
Except the
code.
coffee.
Yeah, we got some coffee to try, but like, I'm not plugging this coffee so that like we make money off of it. It is just really good coffee.
Correct.
I reached out to them and asked if we could work together, and they sent us some coffee to give away and try, and then they gave us and all of our listeners a discount code, SwishFlick15. Just go on Expedition Roasters website, expeditionroasters.com. And it's 15% off your whole order. So like, you can buy one of each flavor and you'll get 15% off the entire order. It's not just one item. And it's reasonably priced.
And this was so funny because this came out at the same time. What was the episode called?
I believe I called it Coffee Sponsor Us.
Because in that episode, I was like, coffee, sponsor my life or something like that. And then Megan's like, hey, I got a coffee thing. And I was like, what?
yeah, it was total
Yeah,
fate.
it like came out that week, and I reached out to them like as soon as they posted the picture, pretty much like,
It was awesome.
hey, we should work together.
And
So.
just so because I, out of the four of us, I'm the one that is the most boring when I'm drinking coffee. They do have like just plain regular coffee. So if you decide like, oh, I want to try their coffee, but I don't do flavors, they have that as well.
They're Disney themed just by the name. Like, I think that the one plain one is called like Main Street Roast. It's like Colombian coffee.
yeah, if you guys got questions,
And then there's also
on
like a morning blend that's Cars themed called like
Route 66.
Route
I think.
66.
They have one called Dark Side Roast, which
Yes.
is just, I'm assuming they're dark roast.
Yes.
And it says, come join the dark side. Whether your day involves ruling the galaxy or crushing a rebellion, Dark Side Roast will give you the power to complete your mission. You'll never
Yeah.
have something else because I didn't click on the full thing. But that's really cool, and it really makes me want to buy some coffee.
If you guys have
their
questions
coffee's
about
good.
like other flavors too, me and Meg have tried
tried
quite
a
a few.
lot.
So hit us up. We'll
We've
let you know
tried
if
a
they're
lot
good or
of the
not.
Disney ones.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'll have to check more out because I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good.
and it lasts a while.
Do we know
as
where
well.
they get their beans from?
I'm not positive.
Coffee.
Coffee beans from a tree.
I like
So,
coffee.
Do we
I
want to
like
do we
tea.
want to give these away?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're each going to give away our house flavor.
Okay.
So Tiffany's first.
And if you haven't heard these, we'll post the link to Expedition Roasters and the winners for this week's episode.
Yes.
All right. My Gryffindor housemate who is getting
Chocolate cherry.
chocolate cherry, Sue Doty.
Congrats.
You're supposed to roar like a lion.
Do it. So my Slytherin sister, Sarah Maddie, is winning Caramel Crunch Slytherin coffee.
Enjoy your caramel snakes.
What's an H word?
Hufflepuff?
Hungry Hufflepuff.
Yeah. My fellow hungry Hufflepuff. Tony Pratt, you're getting some butterscotch
Yep.
coffee. Couldn't remember what it was. Scotch?
I don't know. The Ravenclawsome girl that's gonna get. Well, I shouldn't call you a
jeez.
girl. You're a lady. Carly Vance is winning the blueberry
Cobbler.
Cobbler.
And that's what we're eating.
That's
We are
what we're
not
drinking
eating
now.
it.
We're not
drinking
drinking
it.
yours. You get a fresh bag.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless you want.
Each of our hands has
Used.
been dipped into the coffee that you're winning.
Congratulations. We're gross.
So I'll reach out to the 4 of you and we'll get those shipped out this week. I promise.
Yes.
Hold me to it.
Oh, we'll do it.
We'll do
Yeah,
it.
you'll do
We've
it.
actually
Do it. We will do it.
we've actually been on top of shipping out stuff. So
Way to go, you guys.
Fun fact: this coffee's gluten-free and allergen-free.
Awesome.
Very cool. All right.
Tiffany, I've missed this.
Hello.
Hello.
I had to
Heart.
do it last
Hello.
time.
Yeah, I know.
It's
It's time for the recap.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Do you ever get annoyed by doing that?
It's
It's a part of
her
me now.
You want me to go?
Oh yes,
Upstairs. Get one.
All right. So last time, Meg and I'm Katie, if you didn't know, finished up our Halloween special talking about the history of MACUSA, Rappaport's Law, which is, cannot talk to Mo-Madges. No Madges.
Mo match, more problems.
Oh, this is why people hate us.
Episode title.
That's also why they love us.
And the difference
Love,
between
yeah, money.
European Wizarding World and the American Wizarding World. So yeah.
Also, the A in MACUSA doesn't stand for anything, in case anybody was wondering.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that really held me up on that episode.
Yeah, no, I heard you.
I didn't listen.
I was like, I know what it stands for. Magical.
Long pause.
What does the
Magical
A stand
long
for?
pause.
Yep.
Yep.
So I'm going to give you the summary that I didn't write. Essentially, we're going to talk about how the movie and the book are different because there's some stuff in the movie and some stuff in the book that aren't in each other.
What? Good
And
job.
Sarah
I
is
did
a
write-
robot.
I did make a doc, and I was like, this is like 2 months ago, or maybe even 3, and I was like, talk about how the movie and the book are different in something else, and like it was like there was one sentence where like they're different. Okay, thanks, bye.
I like that. I like that.
I want to preface this episode by saying I love this book, obviously, and I love this movie, but when I watch the movie, I don't think about the book. I keep them separate. But today, nope, I'm being
Today
critical.
we're calling them out.
Being critical.
True.
I just don't want anyone to think I don't like this movie because I really do. But if I'm going to break it down,
I can never compare the movies.
nope. It's
And the
two
books.
total different
Yeah.
Yeah.
things.
Are they?
Okay.
Yes. One's a film.
Okay.
One's on
Tiffany, now
pages.
you're doing it.
With the same paper. Are we going to talk about all of this article, or am I just going to skip to this old?
I figured
doodad?
that we would do like the big parts that I pointed out in the doc, and then we could circle back and like just kind of skim the article and talk about what we like the
Okay.
secondary
All right.
important things.
Do you want to know why? Like, oh, I lost my train of thought.
Do you want to know why?
Oh, when you're like, something about like don't like. Oh gosh,
Do you even do a podcast?
can I even speak words?
No.
Not most of the time, but you know, it's like a therapy session for you. Do you know what you were going to say? Or?
No.
All right. Let's dive on it up.
A square because you're not around.
Oh, bringing it full circle?
Oh my god.
No, but like, oh, like don't be square or something like that because you're not around. Like when you're going.
Oh, right,
somewhere.
right.
What's that saying?
I don't know.
Oh, wait. It's right there. Be there, be square.
Yeah, be there, be square because you're not around.
It took us this long to get there.
Someone in the beginning of this is screaming it. Be there, be square.
Be there, be square.
Okay.
Let's do this.
So, did you guys, when you first saw this, because sometimes, like Katie and I, we take in whatever our author gives us. We take in whatever our directors or whatever give us in the movie, right?
Fall for
Our
it all.
actors. Right.
Yeah.
When you first saw this, were you like, ah!
No.
When it comes to Lumos Maxima under the blankets?
I was
Hold
annoyed.
on. Before we really even start this, when you first saw this movie, how did you feel?
I loved it.
I hated it.
Oh, well, okay.
I was I mostly liked it, but there were glaring things that annoyed me.
Yes. Yes.
I think the only thing that really bugged me was the grounds.
Yes,
That was
hated
it.
it.
Oh, really?
Really? I loved that.
No.
But it was so different.
Too
from the
hilly.
first
You didn't.
two
It's not what you thought. I thought.
movies.
It's
So, like,
it was so different.
in my head, and I think part of it is because there was a new Dumbledore, which
That
granted,
didn't help.
In a perfect world, he would have been the same one. Rest his
Right.
soul.
R.I.P.
But
Pour one out.
It makes it sound so insensitive, but
We're not. That's like legitimate.
But like when I saw it, when I was when did it come out? When I was 13 years old. So like I'm so used to those two movies in my head, and I had read the books. So like pre the movies even coming out, because when the first movie came out, all 4 books were out, right? The first 4.
The first 4, yeah.
Yeah.
So I had read all 4 of those books. So I knew going in. So I had, but when I like probably reread the third one before it came out, had those visions of the first 2 movies in my head. So I was like super disappointed, but everything changed. There was a new Dumbledore. The grounds looked different. And I
You
was
don't like change,
What
do
is
you?
this?
Yeah.
But I will say now it's one of my favorites.
So I have to say,
True for me.
now that so Katie and I went to Annick Castle, which is where they filmed like the flying lesson. They filmed the castle grounds in the first 2 films a
Are
couple
you
times.
bragging about?
I'm bragging. No, but like Annick Castle is in England, not Scotland. So like England is not as hilly as Scotland. So they totally just like changed the location of Hogwarts from the second to third movie. You know what I mean? Like the third movie, they filmed in Glencoe. That's the Highlands. That's like
Big, gigantic green hills.
massive green hills,
Yeah.
which is just completely different from Annick Castle.
Yeah.
So it's like it's cool, but at the same time, it's like, why would you so drastically change it like that?
Right.
But at least they kept it from the third movie on. You know, like they didn't change it again.
Yeah.
Well, like
Which
not-
would have bothered me.
the fact that the ground, it was just like
It wasn't-
It wouldn't have mattered if like the distance from like what it seemed like from the castle to Hagrid's hut. It seemed like just a stone's throw in the first 2 ones.
Yeah.
And then it felt like I had to take an 80-minute walk to
Yeah.
like down the hill. Like that's
Yeah.
the hill didn't bother me. It
The
was
hill
just that
bothered me.
Like everything just, and again, it was a different director. Everything was different. So
Yeah. I mean,
a lot of things changed, which I mean is fine. And I genuinely, it's one of my favorite movies now. Probably my favorite one out of all of them, actually.
I guess like most readers, when you get your own picture right in your head,
Yeah.
it was just so different from what my Hogwarts was. You know what I mean? And I feel like the first 2 movies helped my vision of Hogwarts, and this one completely like flipped it. And I was like, what? And that's why I think like, I mean, but that's with any reader, you know?
I think that they just wanted like you know, like as the movies go on, Hogwarts itself grows. Like through all 8 movies,
Yeah.
it gets bigger. They add sections. They changed what things looked like throughout the entire thing. But I think that they were just trying to expand it. So like the first 2 movies, it just like seemed so concentrated in like those little areas with, yeah, you know, the forest was right there. Hogwarts, Hagrid's hut was right there. But they just wanted you to understand like the broadness of like where Hogwarts was.
Yeah.
So like I understood why they did it. And I ended up really liking it a lot. It was shocking at first seeing it, but
Yeah.
like it grew on me really quickly. That's how it was for me, at least.
Okay.
Like I saw it, I loved the feel of the third movie, like how he made everything darker. They changed
Well,
the colors of the uniforms.
I mean, it
They-
should have been,
Right.
though, you know?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's really when you
The
start.
WB. The WB.
Yes, everything. Everything
symbol.
started getting darker. The book started getting a little bit darker.
Yeah.
You know.
And I love that they kept that WB theme going all the way
Yes.
through the last
Yeah.
So
one.
good.
Yeah.
It just got darker and darker.
And I love-
and
What
does
rusty
Fantastic Beasts
and
ones look
darker.
I don't know. I don't
It's
remember.
like gold. It's like shiny silver, I think.
I wonder if it'll change. We got to keep our eye on it.
Is it gold? I think Crimes is silver, though.
Oh, really?
You have the Internet Highway right there. So.
I like on Tumblr, they would, a lot of times you'd see, like, if you follow Potter people or, Potter related thing, like, pages on Tumblr, they would, a lot of times you'd always see, like, they'd have them all in order, the WB signs, and they'd see, it's like, oh my gosh, like, you almost forget until you see them all together. You're like, yeah.
Can we post that?
The Warner Brothers thing?
Yeah, with all of them. Yeah, that'll be pretty cool.
I know that's gotta be somewhere.
Yeah.
And like another thing too, I know at least with me, because I'm not always like the best reader, where like sometimes I'll skip details. So like when I'm reading things, regardless of what I'm actually reading, I'm gonna have my own thing in my head. So like that's another thing going into the movie that we all probably thought it looked different from what each other thought. You know what I mean?
Yes. So because it's your own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And like I said, it ended up being I think my favorite movie. They also look, because I was like 13 at the time, so I was like, oh, Ron and Harry just look so cute. Yes.
I loved me some Rupert Grint in this movie.
God. Rupert Grint.
I don't ever remember being like, oh my gosh, they're so cute.
Oh, God,
I remember being like, I want
obsessed.
to be Hermione.
No, Rupert for sure.
The third movie is when my crush started.
That's an angry
really
baby.
well. It started before this, but it just like was solidified in the third one.
All of a sudden, I was like, yeah. And like, it sounds weird saying it now, because like when you watch the movie, they're still 13, but like when it came out, we're the same age.
Yeah.
So like, I still think he's a good looking guy, you know? Yeah. I love me a ginge guy.
Half-Blood Prince Ron.
I just don't, my biggest gripe.
Where are we?
My biggest gripe with the fourth one is I just want to cut everybody's hair.
We're not there yet. Don't talk about 4. Back to 3. Katie, your thoughts on the grounds?
On the grounds?
Yeah.
They're wet.
Everybody else gave their
They
opinion.
always do look.
They do.
wet.
They always look wet.
I think they're beautiful, but now that you pointed out in my head, that's not how I pictured it.
How
You know
did
what
you
I mean?
did you picture it more like 1 and 2 or something different?
Like 1 and 2, but much wider, bigger.
Like flatter?
Like
little
flatter, yeah. But like it was
Yeah.
a great distance to where you got to
Which
the lake over here. and the
Doesn't
forest.
make sense.
No, it doesn't. But that's how it is in my head, and I never thought about it till you started saying.
Because if Hogwarts
anything
really
at all.
is in Scotland,
Yeah,
it's not
gonna be
flat.
hilly.
And
Right.
You know what's so interesting though? Until reading,
But did she write about the hills? You know what I mean?
I think maybe when they're on the train, she did. I don't know.
well, like when reading this one, being Prisoner. I don't know why I said that like that. At the beginning, I like completely forgot. Well, maybe because this is the first time Harry's on his way. Because the first year he took the boat, and then the second year he took the car. So this is the first time you really get to see them take the carriages up, and you realize how, because it takes them a minute. Like they don't just get there really quickly. They're on that carriage ride for a long time, and that just gives you like how big the grounds really are, and it's something that I think when you're reading, it's hard to visualize that. And so I think this book or this movie, did a good job in retrospect of me now liking it.
Yeah.
Did a good job at highlighting how large the grounds are.
Large,
Which is also a good thing, because you don't really, if the Forbidden Forest is forbidden, except for first years doing detentions, they really shouldn't
neither
be
here nor there.
Yeah, it shouldn't be super close to the school, lest the werewolves get out or something,
True.
or other creepy crawlers like those giant spiders. Ron probably still has nightmares about them.
Oh, I would.
Cross your fingers that he does.
So mean.
I know, right?
Hermione's there to cuddle him at night.
That's true. Okay, get into my piece.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, so this is a big one because I feel like a lot of people always like point this one out. It's if you go to the article, did we say what article we're using?
The Leaky Cauldron. I'll post the link to. It'll be the first link that posts so that people see it.
Okay. If you scroll down a bit, it's headed with at the Dursleys, so it's going with Harry studying, and it says when the book starts, Harry is writing a paper on witch burning, yet when the movie starts, Harry is practicing magic. Lumos under the covers. Big no.
Because the previous year he got a letter saying
Right.
you can't do hovering charms.
So even if you're a non-book reader and you're watching the movies just for the experience of the movies, right?
Yeah.
Are you going to be wildly confused by this? Because us book readers are also like, what are you doing? And Joe, where were you?
It surprised me that she let that happen.
That's a big no-no.
Yeah.
Especially since
Maybe
the
she'd
previous
be like,
year.
well, he's not doing it in front of any muggles, so it doesn't matter.
No.
Hold
I
on.
would agree, but I'm just saying.
So he says he does the Lumos Maxima thing.
Correct.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Then Aunt Marge comes to stay. Then everything literally blows up. Then
Literally.
so he grabs his
literally.
trunk. And Uncle Vernon's like, you put her back, you put her right. And he points his wand at him, doesn't he? And he's like, you can't use magic. Doesn't he say you can't use magic outside of
Yeah.
school?
Yeah.
You just did at night, what,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a week ago.
It's all very confusing.
Yeah.
It was purely for that very beginning
Yeah.
with
Yep.
the WB logo
Well,
and the
yeah.
light. I mean, it was
And I appreciate the way it looked.
Yeah.
that seemed to me that is a very Alfonso Cuarón thing to do. He's just very into visuals.
Well, he needs to be very into the canon.
I don't disagree.
Hold on, let me take a sip.
Well,
I don't disagree, but I think that I'm guessing that is how they approached it to Joe, is that it was purely a visual thing for the WB logo, and it was a really cool beginning to the movie, and she probably just kind of got wrapped up in it, like, oh, that does look cool, and that's why it was approved.
Like I said, I appreciate it, but
Alfonso was probably like, well, in the last movie, Chris Columbus did the same thing because Hermione fixed Harry's glasses.
Oh, that's true,
in
but
Diagon Alley.
yeah.
But at least she was surrounded by magic.
I shouldn't ask this because it has nothing to do with what we're talking about. I'm gonna write it down though, but come on. It has to do with Harry Potter, just not.
Just makes me think of, I'm sorry, Adam Sandler when he's like, proceed. All right. What else do we want to say about that? Just a no-no.
Big no.
Big no-no.
I will say, I do I can hear it in my head when he's like trying to do this
Yeah.
stuff. He's like, Lumos
Yeah.
Maxima. Lumos Maxima.
He has a very distinct voice. I love him.
Yeah.
We love you, Dan. And if you would like to hear about witch things, check out the
I was going to
two
say.
previous episodes.
How cool is that like it just coincided so well?
It did.
Writing.
I had a
paper.
lot of fun doing that.
That was
Yeah.
a really good time.
It was fun.
Well, the whole recording it wasn't as great.
Right.
Hashtag cursed episode.
But finally getting down and talking about it, I love stuff
The
like
little
that.
MacBook Air pulled through. We're doing okay for now.
Don't talk too much about it. You're gonna jinx yourself.
I jinxed myself.
Alrighty, Rue. Shall we continue?
Firebolt
So-
flying in the sky.
We're hitting the big ones right now, right? And then we're diving into
Yeah.
other ones. Okay.
Let's talk about the bolt of fire.
Oh, I got
So
really
the Firebolt.
confused. I thought you said the Baggins. I was like, we're not. That's not the same thing.
Is this
guys.
an unexpected podcast?
What's that?
It's the hot run, okay? Come on.
Unexpectedly, all right.
Let's get up with the firebolt.
So, as we know, because we just finished covering Prisoner of Azkaban, how Harry got his broom was in the mail, and that it was for Christmas. And then Hermione freaks out about it, talks to Professor McGonagall. She takes it away so that they can test it to make sure everything's okay because they think it's from Sirius. It is, actually, but it's not cursed.
Well, go on.
But then he finally gets it back in the end. However, in the movie, the firebolt doesn't exist for basically the entire movie until the very last scene. He walks into the Great Hall, and Ron is stammering, saying I didn't mean to open it. It just happened.
It was badly wrapped.
It was badly wrapped.
Oh my
And then he walks in, and it's open on the table, and it's a firebolt, and it comes with a feather, which is Buckbeak. So we know that it's Sirius. And then that stupid ending scene with Harry's smeared face across the screen. I hate
Listen,
it.
you were just talking about Mr. Alfonso's.
I mean, I know that is. I'm sure that it was another visual thing
What
that
if
he
he's
wanted
like-
to do.
No, the drawing table, right? Hear me out, guys.
Smear face.
What if I smear his face across this theater screen?
No.
Anybody? Bueller?
I have to say that I love at the end of the book when they find out it was him, and Hermione's like, "Well, I was right, wasn't I?"
I know.
And Ron's
So
like,
Hermione.
"Still."
Ron's like, yeah, but nothing was wrong with it. Can I snowball on that?
We don't have that mic down here.
It's also
If you
not-
want to know, I was just going
It's
to
not
ask.
cold enough for that yet either.
Hey, there was snow
gonna-
today. There was snow today.
I was going to ask if people hated the change, didn't care about the change.
It bothered me.
It was stupid.
But you think this change was stupid?
Like to just have it at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're all in agreement. It's like the more of the book in the movie you get, the better.
Yeah. That's how every one of these episodes is going to be.
Yeah. But I like the idea of him getting something for Christmas that like he almost every year gets something like, I didn't expect this.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
Hermione has to go and like ruin it.
What
Sorry.
I super didn't like about this change is that not only did this affect like the storyline of him getting the broom, but it also interfered with like Quidditch in general.
Quidditch.
So like the Quidditch World Cup didn't happen. Or the Quidditch House Cup.
I was
sorry.
gonna be like, wait, what? I thought it really hit
it
it.
does in a couple
hold
months.
on.
A couple months, I know. Sorry. But like, we didn't. Harry and Oliver didn't get their Quidditch World Cup.
So here's my question
World
about
Cup.
Quidditch.
God, whatever. Quidditch Cup. House Cup. Quidditch
Cup.
House Cup.
So if you don't know, now you do, that J.K. Rowling didn't like writing Quidditch. So she
Yes,
kind of
she hated
stopped
it.
writing it.
I don't think they liked filming it.
I was
either.
going to ask that question.
Have you ever seen the behind the scenes? The green screen and stuff? It's pretty
It
wild.
a long time. It's been a long time.
Dan has talked about how much he hated it.
I think there's honestly, I
Just
think there's a lot
jerky?
of aspects of filming these movies that he
think
didn't care
that
for.
all those
I think
action
that it
scenes is
hurts
hard.
men.
I mean, you're super.
Why are you looking at me like this? You're like, I think it hurts.
She's
men.
judging whether she should have continued the sentence.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Continue the joke.
is it a joke?
Oh gosh. That's Boondock Saints, man.
Never seen it.
Oh, I didn't get that reference.
I mean, I think I've seen it once a long time ago.
All right.
But I'm trying to think of like, I also like seeing like words. Like McGonagall, she wants to win that cup
Yeah.
so bad.
Yeah.
Her struggle
And
to
then
Yeah.
take that broom away.
I wish
you
you
can
could see
see
more
how-
of that.
yeah.
Yeah.
But think about how much she cares about Harry to have done that.
well, and
I know.
honestly, like I would have loved to seen that game. Like
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
honestly, like the
That introduced
Slytherin,
Cedric.
Well, yeah, that
Didn't
game
it?
too.
oh,
Oh wait, no.
Well, all
Cedric.
of them will
Another
Cho
change. Another change is that in the first Quidditch game, that's supposed to be Cedric that he's playing against and loses against, but it's just a random Hufflepuff. Because they didn't cast Cedric at that point.
He gets shocked by lightning and goes,
Yeah, and then falls back. Yeah.
he does.
Oh, and
So-
well, that's not part of what we're talking about.
Okay.
Like you don't get to see Malfoy dressed up as a Dementor.
Nope.
I would have loved to seen that.
that would have been
Someone
great.
recently was like, I wish they had more of him in all of the movies.
Yeah.
And I totally agree.
I mean, you get a lot in 6,
Yeah.
but he was such a huge part
Of the book.
of Harry's
honestly,
experience.
and him and Neville, like you.
And
I
it
want more
builds.
Neville.
It
Yes.
builds to that final time.
Like, I
Which
wish
makes
you'd
sense.
seen more of them, both.
Yeah.
Both Neville and Draco. Like, you don't realize how much they're in these books.
I need a little more Malfoy.
Oh, yeah.
I need a little. I need a little more.
Shave a little more
I
on
need
top.
a little Malfoy redemption post war. Would be cool. Cursed Child doesn't
Cursed
count.
Child.
That doesn't count.
It actually
Tiffany,
does, man.
It needs more.
It's so good.
I mean, I'm not saying that doesn't count. I'm saying I want something else.
like Draco is better than Harry in that.
Like, give me.
Well, you
all-
know how I
all
feel about,
Harry
and
Potter
I didn't even
books.
finish reading it. How I feel about Harry and Cursed Child.
It comes across better.
I
acted
don't know
out.
how saying that comes across any other which way than horrible.
We cannot.
Well,
We cannot do Cursed Child.
that's
I'm
another-
just saying, give me
another
all the Harry
episode.
Potter books, but instead it's Draco Malfoy and
yeah.
blah blah blah.
Would those titles
And my
be?
father will hear about this.
That would be the prisoner for sure.
Oh my God, guys! I just
My
read
dad's
the part.
boss that came back.
Draco
I just
Malfoy and the
read
bloody
part.
chicken.
Oh my God!
Sorry.
I just read the part where Moody turns him into a ferret, and God, it's just so good. It's just so good.
I have a lot of
really
questions
like
on that
Goblet.
Moody.
I don't think he's real.
I think that
think it's
he's
kinda
a
moody.
faker. That's what I
foodie.
think.
Moody foodie. I'm a moody
He's
foodie.
a phony.
A big fat phony.
He's a phony. Hey, that guy's a phony. He's a big fat phony.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
That's Family Guy.
What did you want to snowball on?
You said it.
Oh, The Quidditch World Cup.
No, the
Quidditch House Cup.
Get out.
I haven't seen that
I'm
yet.
reading Goblet of Fire right now. That's my excuse. I'm sorry.
All right. Is that out on the
Marauders.
All right, Katie. I see you got the part you wanted.
I didn't assign that to myself.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
you
your
know.
wife did.
Okay, so they don't exist. The end. Yeah.
Slow
I think
clap them out.
This was my biggest disappointment with this movie. Let's
Yup.
see what this article says, though. So, the backstory of the map and how it came to be was never mentioned. So there's one part in the Shrieking Shack where all they have to say is, "We were friends in school." At least, nope, never.
We
Never.
are Mooney,
Wormtail,
Wormtail, Padfoot, and
Prongs.
Prongs.
We are the Marauders.
But instead, they had to put in 85 Whomping Willow scenes, shaking leaves off, and snow. But whatever.
Thank you, Alfonso.
And your
I like
dang
them too.
visuals.
But
Let me smear some more faces.
I feel like it helps you remember that it's a sentient being.
the time is moving.
Well, and time is moving, whatever. Time is irrelevant.
I literally hate those scenes.
Also,
I want to punch a wall whenever I see them.
they
Well,
misspelled
don't punch the tree because it'll punch you back.
the punching pine. What was I going to say? I lost it.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
The map. The scene.
I'm the map.
with
I'm the map.
Trees.
I'm the map.
If there's a place you
It's
want to go,
gone.
I can get you there. I know.
Oh,
I'm the map.
Thank you. You got me back to my thought.
You're welcome.
They misspelled Mooney, which I think was supposed to be a call out to like someone working on the film whose name was Monney. No, don't mess with that. Don't mess with it. Just leave it how it's supposed to
They
be.
fixed it in later movies.
Yeah, but I don't care. That was its debut. Purveyors of magical mischief. That's it.
It really does
How?
annoy me. It does. And it's so prominent on the screen at
Yes.
that one point, and I'm just like, oh, they misspelled it. But then they fix it.
You know what else I don't like?
I didn't even notice it, if I'm quite honest.
I didn't notice it either. I don't like how Snape finds out. I mean, I like it in the film, but I like it better in the book, where he finds the bit of parchment and it makes fun of him. You know, he's just wandering.
my
Like, why is
God,
Harry
yes.
just wandering
why,
the halls?
Why
Yes.
wouldn't you do that? That's a quality comedic scene.
It's one of my
They
favorite
do it.
scenes.
They in the movie, it's just a little bit different.
It's
'Cause
shorter.
He's wandering the hall because isn't
Yeah.
he looking for Peter Pettigrew?
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
sees them walking.
Yes.
And so whatever. Let's pull that light out.
Oh, you deaf. So, as we know, 3 of the Marauders were animagi.
Animagi.
I was gonna be like, no, they all are, and it's like, no, one's a werewolf.
And that's not
Feast
mentioned. That's not mentioned that they're unregistered animagi.
That's a really big thing. I think they could have.
Because that's
you
why
didn't even-
Sirius could
well,
escape.
But you didn't even need to like elaborate on that anymore either. Even if you just mentioned it, people
Yeah.
could like put the pieces together.
right.
Right.
Well, like you don't even see Does
Nope.
Rita at all?
No,
The
no
whole thing.
movie watchers don't know about her doing that.
Ugh. That's another bit of reading Hot Cup of Fire. I'm over her, and I'm just at the beginning of the
nasty.
movie, the book.
Oh, I'm
Over
about
her,
to.
She's
And honestly,
everything
I-
that's wrong with media.
Oh, she's literally the worst.
I hope she's really J.K. Rowling though.
Okay.
Oh, I know that theory. So yeah, the unregistered animagus, and then how Sirius escaped from Azkaban is not mentioned. It's just like, oh well, he did it. Nobody's ever done it before. I don't know how he did it.
Katie.
She's angry.
Who
is.
sees Peter Pettigrew? So in the book, Remus sees Pettigrew on the map, but in the movie, Harry sees him and like ventures out, and then that leads into that also incorrect scene.
That
Yeah, we're
also
talking to,
incorrect.
insults.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in the insults, we don't get to hear, we only hear Mooney's, which I mean, that's the one that matters. But we don't get to hear all of them, and they're hilarious.
Yeah.
They are hilarious.
What is
Yeah.
it? His
Abnormally large nose out of other people's business.
I actually really like, that's the only instance I like Peter because he calls him a slime ball, and it makes me laugh.
True.
Should wash his hair.
The slime ball. The dirty slime ball or something.
Sorry
Yeah.
to you Snape lovers.
Yeah.
It's just,
It is.
Oh my gosh,
It's a
guys,
funny
I
joke.
just read the scene where he tells Hermione that he doesn't see a difference in her teeth, and I just want to reach through the pages of my book and yank his hair out.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay.
It is
just
not
so
very
mean.
nice.
I was thinking though.
Why is he so mean to
mean.
her?
Well,
Why
you know
you
what
gotta
J.K.
be
Rowling,
so mean?
how
Yeah.
she set, I feel like, and I think people agree that she set us up to dislike
Oh yeah.
Slytherins and to think Hufflepuffs are like,
Duffers.
yes. So I was
made
reading
us
another
feel this way.
description because, you know, at the beginning of all her books, she kind of describes what's been happening. And
yeah.
talks about Snape and how he's the professor, whatever, yada, yada. And how he's like greasy haired, whatever. And I was like, you describe him as someone like we're meant to hate.
Yeah.
I'm like,
What
but
we're
you-
supposed to feel how Harry feels.
Yeah, well, Harry, go home. No, just kidding. It's just interesting. They're going to be 40 this year, I think. Next year. No, 20.
40 this year. Yes. No. 20. What? 2020?
He's 38 years old.
Ew, that's weird to say.
What?
2020.
2020.
We're going to all have 2020 vision.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Oh my
The
god.
clock hits midnight. I don't need my glasses anymore.
What
Another
is
time
in
I
my eyes? All right. 'Tis all.
Yep, for right now.
Sarah, it's your turn.
Well, right. I'm going to talk about Diagon Alley. So in the movie, he doesn't venture out into Diagon Alley at all. Where like he has 3 weeks in the book where he like goes and he has ice cream every day and he sees the firebolt.
He like only has one night in the movie, I think.
That's
Yeah.
what it seems like.
Yeah.
Like maybe 1 or 2 nights.
But,
2
like,
nights.
Maybe 2 nights.
I would have loved to see him walk around,
Yeah.
do his homework, get some ice creams.
Be
I
totally
would've-
free.
Think about how amazing that ice cream would have looked because they could have made it look
Oh, I'm sure.
crazy ridiculous.
Yeah. It
Um,
makes me want to go to Florida so bad.
Yeah. They don't make the ice cream look like how I think it would look in my head.
I saw Steph no longer Rena's picture.
I know.
And
And,
it
Megan
made me
Valdez and
super
Kelly Lamb are
jelly.
there too right now.
Are they?
They're all planning
Yeah,
on
they
meeting
met
up.
up.
Yeah.
Did
Or
they?
they're
What?
gonna meet. They're gonna meet up.
Yeah.
I
So
want to throw up again. On
you
the
also
Hogwarts
see
ride.
the difference between Harry finding out about Sirius being after him because in the book he overhears Mr. and Mrs. Weasley talk about it.
Yeah.
And then in the movie, Mr. Weasley like takes him aside to talk to him about it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
whilst they're all at
In the
dinner.
book, he's like going to get the rat tonic for Ron.
And like you see in the book, like how against it is, like Mrs. Weasley is. Molly's like, nah, like
Don't
Yeah.
tell him.
she's in the mindset more so like he's a kid and he should be allowed to stay a kid, which like is a good thing, and that's like a mother saying that, you know, where everyone else is like, yeah, as much as he is a kid, he deserves to hear this because it is about him
Yeah.
and his family. And really, I mean, by the end of this, we all know like he's the key piece to saving the Wizarding World.
The chosen one.
Yeah.
I am the chosen.
I love that scene when she hits him.
Yeah. How
Sorry.
I
cool
am the chosen.
would it have been to see all those little rats dancing
Oh, right.
in
At
the magical menagerie?
Yeah.
Yes.
You want me another Coke?
I wish we
Yeah.
could have seen the magical
And
menagerie
we don't
in general.
see her get Crookshanks. We
Yeah.
just see her like
She's just there with him.
Yeah.
She's just like, oh, hey, here's this smush face cat.
and she talks about your smelly old shoe brush like as the rat,
oh,
and they're fighting.
yeah.
And I was like, yes,
What an insult to just say a shoe brush.
Yeah, but it's a rat.
Who brushes their shoes?
Rats
of
are
people
amazing
do.
pets.
I don't
Comment on this if you brush your shoes.
I've
know.
never
People do
heard of
if they
that.
have- Really? I can see, know what it looks.
I've done it with a golf shoe,
Well,
but it's not really like a brush. It's more like a little pick thing.
all I can think about is horses.
Okay, well, that's not what we're talking about.
Yeah, but like, I'm sure people that like work outside or get muddy shoes brush. How are you gonna? You just gonna leave your shoes outside in the
I
rain?
let the mud dry and then I clap them together the next day, and the mud goes.
I'm so happy for you. And some other
Moving
things.
on.
So you don't see how she gets the cat. Well, the rat tonic. Trying to think of what else happens in that bit.
He doesn't get to like see the firebolt and then
Yeah.
like yearn for it.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah.
So I don't think you even really. You don't even hear anything about the firebolt till the end, right?
No. Yeah.
Because in it you see like it's so much in the book, at least
You
it's
have
so
to
much
ask
money
for
you
a
have to,
price.
which you know
Yeah.
it means it's
Yeah.
expensive.
So he like sees the nimbus in the window. Like, why can't we like
Yeah.
do it up for the firebolt, which is super, like, a huge part of these movies. I mean, think about in 4 with the task, like, and then in 5 writing it.
Like,
you know?
we know that one of his strongest suits is flying. Like, he's
Correct.
a great flyer.
Yeah.
That's why he's a good seeker.
Yes.
He's able to seek things quickly.
He's very fly.
And to natch them.
He's so fly.
Okay.
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 And then, like I said, he only really, it seems like he spends 2 days, and you only really see
The Leaky
the
Cauldron.
Leaky Cauldron. You don't even see Diagon Alley at all.
You
That's in
see
London.
it. Oh, you know what? We noticed this while we were watching it. Do you remember? He looks out the window in
yeah.
his room and he looks down and it's Borough Market in London.
But is that the extended edition of the movie?
No.
No. You can just see it outside.
He looks out because a train goes by.
And also, the book is completely different. The Monster Book of Monsters, because in the book,
Yes.
he gets it.
right?
Well,
It's
it looks
green.
completely different in the
Green and
book.
scaly.
And he has it in his
Gold lettering.
in his house, like in his room. Like Hagrid sends it to him.
People
Yeah.
were probably dying for, like, ring the bell.
And so you don't see, like, essentially what they did was they kind of took the scene where he gets the book and they put it when he's in the Leaky Cauldron.
Right. Because he gets it from Hagrid.
Yeah.
For his birthday.
And I honestly would have loved to have seen like a million of those things, like in a cage, and the guy
I
get
know.
really mad.
Yeah, and his clothes being
Yeah.
ripped and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been really cool.
Um,
Or just to see the book thing again. The book thing. The
store.
bookstore. What is wrong with me?
I think something that I really, like, long for is seeing, like, that everyday
Yes.
wizarding life.
yeah.
Like, this is going to be so cheesy of me, but I have to say it because it's me. But, like, when I was first starting to read them, you know, I was in, like, 6th or 7th grade. And, you know, I am a kid who loved to pretend. And so, like, when I would go to school, I would be like, okay, so science is like potions and blah, blah, blah. And I would, like, kind of pretend in my head a little bit that I was, like, in the wizarding world. And I loved reading about that everyday wizarding life, going to classes, doing blah, blah, blah. And just seeing Diagon Alley when he was there, just every day, summertime Diagon
Yeah.
Alley would have been so great.
Yeah.
and to see, like, because you know there would be other people mulling around, so
Yep.
getting just to see other people just living their best life, walking around Diagon Alley, like buying things, talking to
Shopping
each
bags,
other.
all those different kinds
And
of witches and wizards from all over.
What I think is really cool in the movie, they have the guy sitting there, and I think he's reading A Brief History of Time or whatever it's called by
Yes.
Stephen Hawking. So he's
Yes.
reading the book, but he's also stirring
Stirring
the
with
coffee
his finger.
Like,
Yes.
that's just stuff like I love that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was really, really cool.
So do more of those things. I mean,
Yeah, remake
are
the
over.
movies and do it.
I did the same thing. as
Pretend.
you. Yeah, except we would do it at home. So shout out to my friend Katie, who
Not me.
Not Katie Petrus, but Katie, who I went to grade school with and high school. She would come over and we would we would have all these books and we would take little slips of paper and say, okay, this book is our potions book. This book is our history of magic book. And like we would pretend school, but it would be Wizarding World pretend school
It's pretty
all the
epic.
time.
I think that's really cute.
All the time.
It's really, really cute.
So loved that.
I just pretend to like you guys.
I know.
It's a nice thing for you to pretend.
All right. So the other thing that was different were the Hogsmeade scenes. So in general, like you don't even see him. You don't see him go behind the witch in the movie, do you?
No.
Nope.
And then you don't see him like, although unless that's like an extended where he comes up. Is that?
I think it's the next. No,
I
you
feel
see
like
it
it
for
is.
a second. You see it for like a second.
I don't
He
know.
comes into the cellar.
But he only goes once in the movie, correct?
Yeah.
Where he
Yeah,
goes
there's two.
twice in the book. Sorry, I feel like I sound like I haven't read the book. I did. And then just like the first time around, he doesn't even have his invisibility cloak. I wanted to call it something else.
What were
you
So
gonna
he's
call
just
it?
like
Just shows
freely
up.
like, woo. He's a confident dude just walking around
Wolf,
without.
he's a confident dude.
No, like just I don't know if I have the courage to do that because I don't want to get in
No,
trouble.
Right.
Oh my God.
And like you're Harry Potter, like you didn't get your stuff signed.
I'm assuming he isn't even thinking about the fact that teachers would go.
Yeah, but other people with eyes are there that can be like,
right.
"Why is Harry
No,
Potter?"
right. But like, how many kids are going to be like, oh, I'm going to tell on you?
Draco
know?
Malfoy.
Well,
Amen.
yeah, but
Anybody who's jelly.
Harry doesn't think that far ahead.
Yeah, he's not always the best thinker.
Hey, I think he's a really good thinker. We learned that in this
I
book.
think that all 4 of us would remember to get the cloak first. You know what I mean?
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
In that
yeah.
part too with Hogsmeade, he finds out about Sirius totally different in the movie than he does
Yeah.
in the book.
Totally different.
Completely.
Like 100%. It's like a very hurried, quick story. Like all of a sudden, it's almost like Fudge and McGonagall went to the Three Broomsticks with the intent to
talk
speak
to
of this.
Rosmerta.
But in the book, it's just like it kind of just
Yeah.
like happens. They're going there to get a drink. It just kind
Hermione
of just
has
rolls.
to move the
Christmas
Yeah.
tree.
Christmas tree
Yeah.
in front
To
of
hide
him.
him, yeah, while he's underneath the table.
I really enjoyed that.
Well, and like you said, like it's so like the conversation in the book is so in depth. Like you really, what I really like about them talking in the book is that you get to see Hagrid talk about it or really hear him and how emotional he gets.
Yeah.
And
Really
how he
emotional.
doesn't believe, like he thinks that Sirius really was going to do something, and he loves Harry so much that the thought of someone that was so close to not only Harry but his parents could have done something, and at this point in time we don't know that Sirius is innocent. So he's thinking that this guy betrayed his best friends, was going to probably take the child and kill him. That's what Harry or Hagrid was thinking.
Yeah.
Because he was like, he wanted, because Hagrid got there first, right?
Yeah.
And so Hagrid had Harry, and he was like, come on, give him to me. I'm his godfather. And then he was like, no, I'm sure that he would have just tossed him over the lake or something. And so you get to really hear his emotion and see all that in that conversation. And like they're all getting fired up. And even McGonagall gets in on it, where
Yeah.
you usually think of her as the one that's very like,
Cool.
yes,
She
cool,
keeps her
calm,
rules.
collected.
Yeah.
Yes. And I feel like she's not always the one to jump to conclusions about other people. But I mean, all signs are pointing to Sirius. So,
Yeah.
and then in the movie, it's all very like, let's just sit around and talk about Sirius. Well, let's have a serious conversation.
Serious conversation.
But they like go into a private room, you know, like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
kind of, yeah.
You get to
Like
hear
hush,
Dan
hush.
breathe really loud.
oh my gosh.
And I do like that the talking heads where they're like telling them like they're like no kids allowed or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, how
I
rude.
pointed that out last time. I was like, why would the Three Broomsticks have a no kids day when it's
On
a
a
Hogsmeade
Hogsmeade
weekend
Yeah.
visit? That just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Well, and it looks different too than the next time. Well, maybe not the next time, but when they're there with Slughorn, like the inside to me looks different.
Yeah.
It's like
Not that
bigger.
it matters.
Yeah. I
like
mean,
bigger.
I feel like
Yeah.
it changes every
Yeah.
single time.
Yeah.
When they're having that conversation too, this is obviously not something that would be in a movie, but I loved like the connection when you hear like Hagrid ran into Sirius and Sirius gave him his motorbike, and that's how Harry got to the Dursleys.
Yeah.
That blew my mind when I read it the
Yes.
first time.
Yeah,
So,
those
like-
little pieces need to be
Yes.
And he
in,
still
like,
has
put
it,
in.
right?
What?
He still has the motorbike.
Yeah, they use it.
Yeah, it's in 7
yes,
when
yeah.
Arthur
7.
soups it up with
So
the
I
brick
like-
wall and stuff.
You know, he has a piece of him. Because he even was like, he gave me his motorbike. He goes, so I knew he was going to like go and do something drastic kind
Right,
of
he
thing.
loved
and then,
that thing.
So
Yeah.
it like he goes, to Hagrid, it makes perfect sense that he would give him the motorbike and then go and kill all those people, because he's like, once I've killed these people, like
I'm not gonna need
either I would kill myself or I would go to prison, which either way,
Right.
I don't need my motorbike. So
Yeah.
have like, you take it. And so the other stuff, like how Draco sees him is different. I'm like completely forgetting what the book was.
In the book, he sees his head.
Well,
It
he only sees his head
slips.
in the movie.
No, he doesn't see his head. He doesn't,
doesn't see
see
him at
Harry
all.
at all in the movie. He just
Oh,
gets
he slips it off after
hit.
he's throwing him with the throwing
yeah, he
snowballs
hits
at him.
snowballs,
Yeah.
and then Draco
Yeah.
just runs. Whereas in the book,
he sees him.
he sees Harry's head and then like runs to go tell somebody. So Harry has to run too to get back in time.
He's like, "Why was your head in?"
Yeah.
In
So and that's how it leads into that
Hogsmeade.
Snape conversation.
Yeah.
right, and the map and all that.
Yeah.
So.
And I like though that both times like Lupin was like, bro, it's just like a Zonkos. Don't you worry about it.
Definitely said, "Bro."
He did. I
He
heard
did.
him both times. He's like, nah, bro.
Sarah's a portrait at Hogwarts. she goes.
I was the one that
the other
told
one.
him to put his light out.
That light out.
So I wish that you could have seen that more, because like you get to after that, he even tells Harry, like, I put my neck out for you. Like, I
Yeah.
know that I lied to you. Not lied to you, but like lied to Sirius or Severus.
For you, yeah.
Yeah. So I wish you could see that more. I wish you could see more Lupin and Harry together.
Yes. Those
Yeah,
are my
that would be
favorites,
good.
obviously.
It would be good.
What else to say?
All right. Shall
We
we
wanna-
circle back?
Circle back around.
2 bumps in a square.
I'm trying to think of something off the top of my head.
Okay, so in the movie you only see Buckbeak, but in the books there's like a lot
yeah.
more hippogriffs. I think it would have
Yeah,
been
there's like a whole
cool-
like what would
A
you call them?
gaggle
A
of
flock, a gaggle.
Yeah. I think it would
colony.
have been cool to like see the different colors and the patterns that like hippogriffs could have had.
Yeah, would be
Even just
cool.
like if they were in a paddock.
I
Like,
need
in
more
the background.
beasts.
Did you guys ever
You know what I
notice?
mean? Give me the beast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you ever notice that Buckbeak poops in the movie?
Yes.
I've heard that, but I haven't seen it.
What?
Once you watch that scene and you stare at
Just
his
stare at his
tuchus,
butt the whole time. The whole
see
time.
it. Which is so great because that means they had to add it in and they were like, we're going to do something funny and put it in to see if anyone
They
notices.
use real horses for that scene and then edit or nah?
No, it
thought
was
it was
like
all CGI.
Buckbeak's head on a stick.
How do you act with that?
Wasn't Dobby just a ball on a stick?
Yeah, he's a tennis ball on a
tennis
stick.
ball.
Ball on a stick, ball on a stick. It's a ball on a stick,
Ball on a stick.
Or as they like to call it, Dobby.
The other thing that I really missed was the Sirius and Crookshanks relationship.
Yes.
Like you don't see that they had a friendship at all. You
That
don't,
he helped it all.
You don't see his
Yeah,
that
little jaunty
Crookshanks-
tail held high.
Well, like you
that
don't
Crookshanks actually like
is smart.
yeah.
Yes.
He's not just a cat.
A
very
super key piece in this book for making things happen.
He's
Right.
very intuitive. And you even reading, I was reading in Hot Cup of Fire, where literally they were faking their homework essentially. And it was like, it's almost as like Crookshanks knew that we were making all of this up. I'm like, he probably did. Like,
Yeah.
you guys aren't
Yeah.
like, you know, that able to hide that
Yeah.
words. But yeah.
Words.
What I do like the movie showing though was kind of Hermione like fluttering in at the very last second, like in certain scenes where they're like, "You weren't just there."
Yeah.
she was here the whole time.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that
did
was
like
pretty
that.
cool.
When did she come in? Did you see her come in?
I also like the scene where like Harry is like talking to Buckbeak, doing whatever, bowing and all that stuff, and you see Ron and Hermione like in the background, and they almost
Oh yeah.
And
Oh
they're-
yeah.
Yeah,
That was good.
I like the inkling of romance, though. I don't like how like I wish that we could have seen Harry liking Cho in this
Yeah.
movie
Did
to lead up to Goblet of
I
Fire.
forgot about
Do
it.
you think Joe like told them like the outcome? Be like, okay, these guys are gonna eventually end up together. Let's just give it a little bit of a piece.
No, I don't think so.
No?
Oh, you mean the directors or do you mean the peeps?
The director,
Uh,
or was it just like a juvenile thing?
I would say thing.
Okay.
I will say that I did not realize until rereading, because I don't remember anything, that Cho Chang was older than Harry by a whole school year.
I ain't
Yeah.
Cho Chang.
Did you know? So in our Facebook group, a couple people have like started posts. Like one was like about unpopular opinions, and then the other they started a poll about least favorite characters.
Oh, I did see
Cho
this.
was number 2.
Who was number
Who's
one?
Snape.
Oh.
Not even Umbridge. Did not get number 2.
Snape.
Or were they talking about
It was
heroes?
somebody who
No,
I'm
no, no.
sorry, it was somebody who was supposed to be portrayed as a hero, but you actually really disliked.
I mean,
Number 1 was Snape, 2 was Cho Chang.
I just don't remember her all that much. She's a forgettable character
She kind
for
of
me.
annoyed me.
Well,
Like,
she was sorting through some emotions. She went
That's
through
fine.
a lot.
Just because you don't have the emotional range of a teaspoon.
She had the
have the
emotional
emotional
range of a
ranges.
freaking tureen. A bathtub.
well, like my thing is like I'm
Olympic
either
size
here nor
swimming
there
pool.
with her. Like,
Yeah, I kind of just wasn't.
Yeah, she's a blah for me a little bit.
which is fine. You need those types
Sorry.
of characters to fill in the story.
Right.
I mean,
She's like the lettuce on a sandwich to me.
yes, the iceberg lettuce. Oh, I'm sorry.
Sometimes you want a little bit. Sometimes you're like, I could do.
I could do without it. But
Like,
It would've
I need-
been-
I need a piece of ham. Like Harry, Ron, Hermione. They're all ham.
here was my thing. I think when reading it, especially the first time,
You're an idiot.
but I
Snape's
just
the tomato. Get it off.
I don't think I wanted my Harry to be with her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. I knew that it wasn't gonna last.
And I just didn't like it. I don't know. I think I secretly, not secretly, but in my heart of hearts, I wanted like Harry and Hermione.
Oh no, never.
Oh,
I never got that. I never got that when reading it.
I think I did that the first time,
I
and then the
always
second
wanted
time,
Harry and Jenny.
I thought you were gonna say Harry and Ron.
No, I was hardcore
Ship
Ron
that?
and Hermione.
Yeah, no, I agree. I was very
well-
much. I always got that from when I read it. It was Ron and Hermione, Harry and Jenny. Like
There's a huge following of Hermione and Fred.
yes,
because he's nice to her in the books.
For Hermione.
Give me some more of that. Swish and
I
flick.
don't mind that. There's also somewhere that's like Fred, George,
Wow.
and Hermione.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
that's another story for another day.
Well, he brought the arm.
The whole dog's down here.
Nope, the tongue's not.
Oh, he still can't talk.
Fuzzy bear. Kitty.
All right. What else we got?
What else we got? Yes.
Okay.
Leading into the slap that never happened. She punched him in the movie. Although, have you guys ever heard the story? I think I talked about it on the one episode where, like, he was like, "Come on!" Like they were practicing, and
Oh, yeah,
he thought,
yeah.
like
Oh, yeah.
she legitimately. He's like, I had to walk away. Like his hand. I think he had to get like ice on his face.
That's awesome.
And like, I guess the slap just didn't work, and the punch looked better or something. Is why they did it. But
I like the punch.
I mean,
like the
yeah, either
punch,
one
yeah.
is fine with me. You know,
Yeah, it's a good addition.
I feel like a punch is a little bit more like.
feel like-
Punched her.
Yeah, like a slap is yeah, it's a slap, But
Just
if you
a slap
punch,
on the face.
come on, that's awesome.
Right hook.
In this article, the Hogwarts choir was an addition, which I didn't think about that. but
I
it
was
is.
gonna say I really liked the choir.
The choir's good.
I was like, I was in
The
choir for like a very large portion of my life. So that was like so cool to me whenever I was like, oh, I would be in the Hogwarts choir. Like, how cool is that? I loved it.
I never
you
thought about
pretend?
that.
I loved it.
You have no imagination.
Well, I mean, I was in the choir, just not as long as her. Although we stopped the same year at Max, right?
Yeah, but I was doing
She
the Singing Angels in Cleveland.
Except it wasn't it called the Singing Angles on something?
that's funny.
I don't know.
I remember you were doing something. It's called the Singing Angles. A lot of times
you
when my
can hear
dad calls
this?
the house, it's the government that's calling and not the government. The government.
I need to point out, and I know everyone will agree, that again, the ages of some of the actors are incorrect to the characters, like Remus and Sirius. I do want to say, so when I first saw Prisoner, like the first time ever, I don't think Remus was exactly what I wanted him to be because he's been my favorite ever since I read this book.
Did he
the first
grow
time.
on you?
Yeah, he did. But then someone on our Facebook group, and I'm really sorry, I can't remember who it was, pointed out, they like caught my attention because they're like, I don't like David Thewlis as Remus Lupin. And I was like, why? You know? And I started reading it, and she pointed out all these things that, and now I'm not sure if I like him as Remus Lupin.
What was she pointing out?
Yeah, give me one at
He
least.
plays him very sternly.
Very stern. And I'm not
I
going to
don't like
blame
that.
him. I'm going to blame whoever
The
wrote the script
screenplay.
and, all that. But
There's
like,
a lot of things to say about those screenplays. Ron is funnier in the book.
Yes, thank you.
and smarter.
And smarter. He's not
Really
some dumb
is.
friend.
Like really quick little blurb about the screenplays. I can't remember because so there were two screenplay writer Harry Potter. Steve Cloves. He
we don't know. Something with clove.
he was a huge Harry Hermione shipper. And that comes across so many times in the screenplays that he wrote. I don't think that he wrote all of them. He just wrote some. But like the whole Harry Hermione scene in Deathly Hallows of them dancing, I love that scene. It's sweet. But the reason he put it in
beautiful.
there is because he liked them together. And that's why he wrote that scene in there.
It is a good scene.
It's a good
though.
scene,
It's
but
a
like
good-
It's a
I
friendship
hate-
scene to me.
I hate whenever people who are like creatively in a role feel like they can put
You can't put your shippers
their own
in.
opinion into a screenplay. Drives me nuts. They are not together.
In defense of that scene, though, I know you like it and everything. And I know you don't like them as a couple, but that very much cuts, like, it's a nice sweet moment to cut through all the tension and heartbreak
Definitely.
and all
Yeah,
that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
So it's like a good uplifting.
Definitely. I just
between two
don't
best
like
friends.
the reasoning behind why he put it in there.
Um,
He did not do Order of the Phoenix.
I know
He
it'll
did all
be-
the others.
it'll be a little while before we get to this, but their makeout scene in the locket makes me cringe.
Oh, I can't watch it.
It's like they're eating each other's faces.
It's horrible.
It's really bad.
Did you know that they didn't tell them about that scene? They didn't. Emma and Dan didn't know they had to do that. And then one day Emma comes on set and they're like, so you have to get painted silver and you're going to be topless and you have to make out with Dan.
Snog.
And she was like, what? Yeah.
Dang.
Before I forget, because we're on the point of me pointing out things.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
The point of me pointing.
Well, Sarah asked. The one thing she said was like when they're practicing the Patronus charm, and he's like, he asked what memory it was, and he's like, the first time I flew a broom. He's like, that's not good enough. That's not nearly good enough. Remus would never say that. He'd be like, maybe you should pick a stronger memory.
Correct.
Or he would make it
Yeah.
much gentler.
He's soft.
But, I mean,
Yes, he's a lot softer.
I will say he didn't. He coming off. He wasn't like, oh, that's not good enough. He was like, well, I feel like he said it like, I don't know, like
That's not good enough. That's not
Yeah.
nearly good enough.
like merely like it almost.
It could have
sounded like
been
he was
softer,
talking out
though.
loud. Yes.
Yeah,
it could.
yeah, he was talking out loud, but he
It just
may have
doesn't
thought
feel like his character.
Yeah.
I
I'm
guess
not gonna
I ha-
say
I
I don't
mean-
like him, obviously.
And my
'cause I
biggest
do.
thing, like I said, with the ages, I love Gary Oldman.
Yes.
I think he did a great job. But again, you're portraying someone in their early 30s, and you're not. in your early 30s.
Oh my.
But again, he did a great job. But it's one of those things where you almost forget how tragic all of their lives are and were.
Yeah.
Because they're all so young. Like his parents died when they were 21.
Yeah.
Like they're kids. Like we're all significantly older than what they lived to be.
Right.
Yep.
And it's something you forget about.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're all dead now, sadly.
That's all I got. I think.
Yeah. The one last thing I was going to ask is what you guys thought about the shrunken heads on
Oh,
the
yeah.
night bus and in the leaky cauldron.
I
mean-
love the night bus.
I
That
love
was
the
another
night bus
thing.
one.
The night bus was completely different. Not completely different, but like you didn't really get to hear from the other people.
I'm gonna go against the grain here. I don't really care for him.
I used to not like them, but now I
On the
I think
leaky-
they're
on
funny.
the
Well,
bus?
I think they're funny and they're a fun little add-in, but I would have rather seen the bus for what it is. You know,
can
I mean,
get
I can.
I think
They're my lettuce.
I think I would have rather seen some of the people who were riding the bus with them.
Like the
Yeah.
lady who was like green
Yes.
Yeah.
and walking off the bus.
Sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would rather have seen the real bus rather than you make me laugh with some shrunken heads.
Did we hear that Ernie, the guy that was driving the bus, was married to the original fat lady?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're both dead.
Real time life.
Real time life.
Wow.
They're both, I believe, both deceased. So
I
pour one out,
will-
two out.
I will say though that we quote the shrunken head, and we said this during our POA live. We always say like, "Make sure you eat the pea soup before it eats you." I don't
Yeah.
know why. Like I've never eaten pea soup in my life. Why
Oh,
does
it's
that
very
quote
good.
come up
You should
so
try it.
often?
Well, and Stan
They're fun to quote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we hear his name in the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he does say like, "Muggles, they don't notice nothing, do they?"
We say that a lot, yeah.
What you fall
But he
over
says
for?
that. You fall over for.
I didn't do it on purpose.
And then when he gets to Leaky Cauldron, that whole scene is different when they realize.
You
yeah.
wait for the
He's
grass.
not
to
Can we
Neville
talk
Longbottom.
about Tom?
No.
Oh
we
god.
can't.
Tom is
Tom.
awful in this movie.
I don't know.
You're gonna choke. like why? Like why?
I don't know.
Tom looked great in the first movie. I'm
Yeah,
just saying.
he was what he should have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Throw me a Coke.
Nice jinx sigh.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Do we want to move on to lightning bolt round? Some
Yeah.
people sent us some stuff. I
Yeah.
don't think we've mentioned that we're actually live right now.
Live with some patrons. So if you're not
Yes.
a patron, what you waiting for?
What you not signed up for?
We do fun stuff.
Do we though?
Yeah.
So is this
That's Tam.
Tam? Okay.
Tamalama ding dong.
Tam.
Okay.
Tim Tam. Tibbles936 says, "What's the best change from book to movie, and what is the worst in your opinion?"
Best change.
So, what did
I'm
they
secretly
make better in the movie, or what did you
Yeah.
like that
we
they added
literally
to the movie?
just talked about it, and I can't remember what I was thinking. Somebody else go.
The worst, the Marauders backstory.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Wait,
I
what
feel like
Marauder's
they-
backstory?
Well, I feel like they just needed to be in the movies more.
Correct.
Like, in this, was it the 6th one? 5th or 6th?
The memory.
Yes. I was so geared up for that, and I was so disappointed.
Biggest disappointment.
I was like,
It was like 2
WTF.
seconds long.
and it was all wispy. Like,
Yeah.
I want a clear picture.
It was like, it was an entire chapter put down to 3 seconds.
Yeah.
2.5.
Yeah.
I think for me, the
Wispy
best
2.5.
the best change, not necessarily from book to movie, but just the best part of that movie is the tone that it set. That's my favorite part of Prisoner of
Yeah.
Azkaban. It set the tone for the rest of the movies. I love the design changes that they took from the second to the third movie. How like all of the wands were now more personalized. All the colors just got a little bit darker. There
More
was like a
detail.
nice dark overlay over like the entire movie. And now I like the direction he took the Hogwarts grounds in.
Yeah.
I like it. It was shocking, like, you know, you said you didn't like it, Tiff, but like it was shocking to me seeing it the first time, but like as the movies progressed, I really just loved
I agree.
how they put the grounds together and
I
just set
agree.
the perfect
Well, I will
tone.
be by myself then.
That's fine.
Because when I first saw it, I was like, WTF,
One is
everything
the
changed.
loneliest
And then
number.
now, having lived with it for so long, I'm like, that's probably my favorite set once it started to change into that.
Yeah.
And like you said, I am the type of person that I like a lot of dark stuff anyways
Yeah.
and sad things. So it was right up my alley once it started getting darker. And I also really enjoyed the Quidditch scene when it was raining a lot because it was
Yeah.
like you really get to see like
What's this new voice that's
it's
happening?
horrible. Oh, who knows?
Oh my.
Is it going to get a name?
Please don't. She can't keep up.
It depends on if it comes back. Who knows?
It might be a one-time thing.
It might be a fleeting friend.
I really liked the Buckbeak flying scene.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
in
That
that
was
book,
the change.
in the book, he
The
just
music for that
flies
was
once-
great.
Yes, he flies once around the paddock, whatever it's called,
Paddock.
and then just lands. But he takes this like grounds scenery tour, and
Yeah.
Harry like
It's-
lets loose for a second.
And it's
really
nice that we can
Yeah.
see all of that.
Yes.
Where normally
Yeah.
we don't get to see all of it. That's one thing they do great, where like you get to see things in a different way. You know what I mean?
That was
Where,
another
like,
visual thing
Yeah,
for
the
him. He just
visuals.
did a lot of really great
Visuals.
visual things.
Does the shack
tree.
in the book sway?
No.
I did enjoy that
No.
effect.
But I did like that.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah. It made everything seem so on edge.
And spooky.
Should we
and
also
haunted.
point out that it's not actually haunted?
Right?
There
Yeah,
are people
well,
that
yeah.
think it is. No, people were talking about it on Facebook the other day. It's not actually haunted.
No,
They just-
it was Lupin in his
yes.
transforming
And
days.
So
High
they just
rumors.
did not discourage those rumors.
right. They
Correct. I'm just
beefed him up.
Yeah.
correct. So-
Dumbledore encouraged them.
correct.
And if Dumbledore encourages it, then people
must
think
be
it
true.
must be true.
Truth.
All right. Any
All
more?
right. Libby Ryan says, "What do you think Crookshank's backstory is?"
Oh, geez.
I don't know, but and they were talking about it in the chat. I love that theory that isn't true. I think she disproved it,
She
but
did.
that
Yeah.
that he was actually the Potter's
Potter's
cat.
cat.
Oh yeah.
That would have
I
been
want
so
it
cute.
to be true.
Maybe they
but-
were just biffs, like BFFs.
I really just feel like Crookshanks
vu.
was a stray that somebody happened upon and brought to the magical menagerie.
Wasn't he there for a very long time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some cats, I mean, like there's this. I'm gonna sound like a super cat lady. There's where I adopted my cat. I follow that adoption agency on Facebook, and there's like they just have cats that live there. Nobody adopts them. Like it just kind of becomes a shelter cat. Just happens. I don't know why.
Yeah.
That must have been him.
Well, and I think that he was just waiting for someone where because you get the sense that he's intelligent, like he's
Yes.
not like a regular cat, and he is part Kneasel, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are intelligent. So I think he was just waiting for someone
He knew his
as
person.
equally as intelligent and who was going to fight for his rights.
I
and
like
you know
that.
person was Hermione
I
because
like it.
he was not going to go down without a fight, and neither was Hermione.
I'd like
Two
to-
peas in a pod.
I'd like to think that he came from like an old witch that passed away, but was
Oh,
really
yeah.
smart and like really loved him.
Yeah.
But then he kind of like the witch passed away, and instead of like being cooped up with someone he didn't like, he took off.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Waited
like
for
that.
his little Hermione.
He knew. What else we got?
Mary ISU says, what was Hermione's worst memory the Dementors made her remember?
I mean, didn't it say failing? But I think there's something more.
What if?
No, that's a boggart.
That's her.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
What
I
if
thought
there
that
was
too.
like a moment where, as a kid, she's magical, and we know, at least with her, that she's very intelligent and she's a powerful witch. That her parents didn't know what was happening, and maybe she like overheard a conversation.
I literally just thought maybe she overheard them thinking something was wrong with her.
or like
Before she knew what was
Yes.
up.
or like saying like maybe they were having troubles with it, and her parents were saying. Because no one's perfect, and I'm sure that there are parents out there that have said things.
Even just out of worry.
Yes, that their kid will be like, I don't know why they like.
Can
they
you
must hate me,
see,
all that stuff, and
Like little
that,
Hermione peeking around a corner.
Yeah.
And her parents are like discussing this.
Kinda makes
That's
me
what
want
I
to cry
see.
a little bit. So we gotta probably move on.
All right.
Sad.
Yeah.
Stephanie Price asks, "What would have been the first thing you did in Hogsmeade on your first trip?"
Eat.
Gotten a butterbeer.
Butterbeer.
Yeah.
Butterbeer.
Butterbeer and some bangers and mash.
And then I would have gone to Honeyduke's.
Want some food?
yeah. Get some chocolate.
All the food.
I'd also want to go to the bookstore
Yes.
Yeah.
and look at all the books.
I do like a bookstore. They smell good.
Yeah, I was just thinking
do.
how
I
good
would have gone to like
bookstores smell.
Scriven Shafts is in Hogsmeade, right? And I think
so,
that
yeah.
that's where they sell quills,
I'd like a new quill.
stationery stuff. Oh
Yeah.
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 It's like the staples of the Wizarding World.
Oh yeah.
I have a friend that I'm known for liking a lot of shoes. Not only will she not go in a shoe store with me, but now she won't go into a bookstore with me because I will look at every single aisle, typically twice,
Yeah.
before I leave. Sometimes buying no books.
All right.
That's all of them.
Thank you guys for submitting some lightning bolt questions.
Do you guys
Yes.
have any lightning bolts?
I really don't.
Bolt of
I don't.
lightnings?
Nope.
What are you excited about for the next book?
Something new.
To
Something
like
dark. We're getting dark and we're tying stuff up.
yeah.
Putting together pieces. We're going to have a lot.
I'm really excited for
This is
Katie
gonna
to fall
take
in love
us
with this book again
A
because
long time.
It's crazy because like I'm starting to read it. I've been reading it and I'm like prepping things and you start looking something up and then 'cause I haven't read this book in years. So then I found like a little tidbit of something. I'm like, oh my God, I forgot that happened. It's an enormous plot and it was gone. So I can't wait to just read this book again.
Yeah, same here.
Same
too
with
haven't
5,
read
6,
it.
7.
I haven't read. I want to say I haven't read 4, 5, and 6 in a very long time
Yes.
because I typically read. I read 7 a lot. I read 1 a lot, and I would
7 a
read
lot.
1, 2, and then stop like at 3 just because I would just
Read something else.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see like Voldemort and
Yeah.
the tasks, and even just reading it now. It's just so different from what I remember, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like Katie was saying, like I forgot that happened, and now knowing so much more about Moody not being Moody, unless you didn't know, I'm like, gosh, like how did Dumbledore not know? Like how did he
Yeah.
not know?
He knows everything, man.
And then I realized this. Well, it's for another book, but I was like, I realized the day that they're going to Hogwarts is the day that Moody, I'm guessing, like gets not kidnapped, but it kind of, essentially, yeah.
the dustbin thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
it's so
whenever Barty
crazy that-
Crouch
Yeah.
kidnaps him.
Over my head. Every
Yeah.
time I read it, right over my head. And I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, that's the
Yeah.
day. And I'm like scribbling in my book.
You know how we talk about like how no one's perfect? I'm going to defend my man right now.
That's Dumbledore's one thing that he
Like
really
he
messes
didn't
up.
he realized it just a smidge too late while everybody was at the maze, and then he realized and he was like, well, let me go find Harry because something's not right.
One would say he found out in the nick of time.
Nope. Fan story.
All right. So this week's fan story comes from Logan Seabolt. Like a
cool last
firebolt,
name.
but a Seabolt.
Okay.
Of the sea.
Reach.
I went with it.
So she says, hey guys, my name is Logan. I'm 18 years old and a sophomore in college. My Potter story is about as out of order as one can get. Growing up, I was never introduced to the books, and my only exposure to the series was the movies. It wasn't until my sophomore year in high school that I became interested in reading the books, and I asked for the box set for Christmas. Shout out to my grandparents.
Nice.
As I started reading, a friend asked to borrow books 4 through 7, and to my deepest regret, I let her. I didn't get them back until this past August 2018, so this same year. This past June 2018, my boyfriend and I visited the Wizarding World at Universal Orlando. At this point, I had seen all the movies and visited the Wizarding World. Wait. I had seen all the movies and visited the Wizarding World before reading this series. Sad. After getting my books back, I started over from book 1 and was instantly hooked. I quickly learned that the movies, although amazing, simply do not compare to reading the story in all of its detail. Isn't this a perfect
What I
story
was just
for
thinking,
right
like,
now?
what a great fan story for this app.
Within a month, I had finished the entire series, including Cursed Child. I discovered your podcast while reading the books and loved listening to and laughing with you all during my 2-hour drive to class every week.
Oof.
That's a long drive.
My Hogwarts house is Slytherin. What up, Megan? That wasn't me. That was Logan. My Ilvermorny house is Thunderbird.
I thought it was you. No,
It's in the story.
I thought you were gonna be like, that wasn't me, that was Megan, and I was like, no, it was you.
Check out this next thing.
My Ilvermorny house is Thunderbird. My Patronus is a dolphin.
Hey.
That's
What up,
Katie? That wasn't me.
Wait, did she actually say that?
No.
Oh.
I'm sorry, we're butchering your story. And my wand is aspen wood with the dragon heartstring, 10 1/4 inches with reasonably supple flexibility. Although different, I think my story proves that Hogwarts can bring anyone home, no matter their age or where they are in life.
Preach.
I think it is safe to say that I am obsessed and emotionally connected to the Potter world. Thank you all for creating a space that has only deepened my love for the series and our fandom.
I just need to say a little blurb to all of our listeners. Never lend people your Potter books.
Honest to God.
No.
I know, I feel so
I'm
bad.
just the son of the hard copy that aren't technically mine anyways because they're my dad's. Have no idea because it was
Yeah.
years ago, high school. So more
I
than
don't
10
give
years ago.
out. I do not give out my Potter books.
I never have.
Also, let my cousin borrow the movies and have not gotten them back, but that's okay. 'Cause
I
I'm not
let
gonna watch
somebody
them.
borrow the movies, but she was very trustworthy and she did give them all back to me. Thankfully, it took a while, but I got them. But
gosh.
that is very rare for me to do.
But thank you for your story.
Yes,
thank you.
Thank you.
I love that. I love that last line.
And I hope
Yeah.
that no
doesn't
one
matter.
No one should feel bad about how they got into
Yeah.
Harry Potter.
No.
And like even if you haven't read all of the books, I still love you.
Yeah.
And you're here, and I'm sorry that you're confused.
Just listen to us. We'll tell you what happens.
We'll just confuse you more.
I'll give you all the deets.
Spoiler
read
alert,
a-
a lot of people die.
I did read a message from somebody that said that she was reading for the first time while listening to us. And I was like,
yes.
oh,
Yeah.
I hope that
Well,
we
they're
don't.
like, they're like, I know, or someone else is saying like, I know you have a lot of spoilers. They're like, is this like
A good,
And we're
good
like,
podcast
no,
for
this is
first
not the one
time.
for you.
like which episode where I was just like, spoiler alert, Dumbledore's dead, and someone was like, I literally spit my coffee out.
No, somebody else was like, I love how you guys give spoiler alerts after you
the-
say
yes.
it. So like we'll be like, Dumbledore's dead. Spoiler alert.
Don't talk about my Dumbly that way.
99% of the people already know that.
Snape's dead. Spoiler alert.
President.
Spoiler alert.
Dobby's dead.
Spoiler alert.
Sirius is dead.
Spoiler alert.
This got really
Snape's a
depressing.
good guy. What?
Lots of other things. Anyways,
All right. So Swish and Flick Podcast can be found on all the different social media platforms. We are Swish and Flick Podcast on Facebook and Swish Flickcast on Twitter and Instagram. You can also find us on YouTube and subscribe to our channel. Puffs Pastry is live.
it's live.
It's live.
We'll do it live.
Took him long enough. We don't even talk to him anymore.
Oh, that's a lie.
That's not true.
Speaking of our friend Ezra, we will be in New York on November 24th to see the History of Magic exhibit and do a meetup with our good friend Ezra.
You keep
So-
saying this. He's going to flake on us.
Shout out to eKirk 2006.
So if anybody like wants any info on that at all, it's on our Facebook group. So make sure that you join it and then check the events and all of the info's there. I do believe that the time that we're going to the exhibit is sold out. However, we are going to do a meetup beforehand. So we'll be posting in that group when
in the middle of NYC.
yeah. Yep. We're just going to be standing in the middle of Times Square. You have to
You have to
find
find
us.
them. You have to feel it in your bones.
I feel it in
your
my fingers.
No.
I feel it in my
Katie?
toes.
I gotta give a shout out to myself here because Stephanie Price on the chat said, "Oh my god, it was so good, puff pastry, very impressive, Katie." What?
Oh, but not Ezra?
Can we talk
Not
about
Ezra, no.
how he?
No, you got to make him watch it.
No, I'm not going to say how he did it, but how he separated the egg yolk.
You guys need to go watch.
My God.
I died.
Oh my
And
God.
then I show you the correct way. Well, one of the correct ways. I guess his technically worked, but please watch it because words. There are no words. You can also watch me be super anxious about someone cooking in my kitchen.
It's not your
Yeah.
kitchen.
I mean, it is though.
It's mine.
So you can also find and support us on Patreon for exclusive access to the Felix Files, which is our bi-monthly bonus episodes. You have a chance to be a guest on the Felix Files and join us for our monthly Zoom hangouts. So head on over to patreon.com/swishflickcast. You also get access to these episodes live every now and then. We don't do every single episode live, but we sporadically do them, and our patrons have access to that as well. So shout out and thank you to all of our current patrons. We love you, and this podcast would not
You rock.
be possible without your support, so thank you.
Facts.
You rock.
Lastly, you can check out our website, swishflickcast.com, to get all of the info on us. Yes.
And our new Azkaban
Merchandise,
merch.
which
Okay,
Katie will
need
be
some merch
posting
this
before this
weekend.
episode goes live. So,
Can
That's
I
cool.
ask a lightning bolt question?
No.
Are we going to have like Christmas merch?
yes.
Yes.
Cool.
I need more merch.
I am
I agree.
thinking maybe we should work on that on our long drive to New York.
I need to be like a walking swish and flick billboard.
My other thing, I want all of you people listening right now. You have headphones in. You might be listening out in the open.
Or in your car.
You know,
Are you in the wild? Are you listening in the wild?
wherever you are, I want you to tell us what Katie should make next, and possibly their friend Ezra.
Oh, on puff pastry.
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah, tell us.
can't be an apple pie. Katie knows how
Yes,
to
it
make that.
can.
No,
Apple pie.
Yeah, somebody suggested apple pie, and Katie was like, yeah, let's do it. I'll do so
we,
good.
We tend to make apple pies every year. When I say one, it's like 20.
Yeah.
Literally every year for
Didn't-
like the past like 4 years.
I just made my own creation the other day and it wasn't awful.
She did. She made pumpkin pie with cinnamon roll crust.
Ooh,
Little mini individual pumpkin pies.
Now I think that
Yes,
would be
Katie.
phenomenal
Yes.
with an apple pie. I love a good cinnamon roll. I
It's
love
supposed
cinnamon.
to be apple, but I switched it to pumpkin
That's
because I
right.
was
I'm not
doing
a big
something.
pumpkin fan.
We were doing we do a food club.
Yeah, because we're fancy. Okay, so plugging other projects. Tiffany, what's going on in your life?
I got a daughter.
My daughter. She's a lady. I love Bill Burr. Please listen. Raising little Alana Rose. It's going well. Teaching small children, 20 of them, first grade. We just did a bat unit. It was pretty epic.
That's fun.
Yeah. They love saying echolocation.
Did they get batty while you guys were learning?
They're always batty. What else am I doing? Petting my pooch. Loving my man. Oh, can we have positive vibes and prayers for my grandmother?
Yeah.
Yes.
She broke her leg the other day, you guys. It sucks. So, and she is like a mover and a shaker. She doesn't stop.
It's a good thing though that she'll
do rehab.
She'll bounce
Yeah,
back.
she'll-
Oh, yeah. She's going to go to rehab for a little bit, and then she's going to be bouncing around from house to house for a little while with the.
Yeah. But
her
that's a good
son-
thing. She's got
sons
some
and daughters.
gumption, you know?
Oh,
Get up, move. It's a good thing.
can't keep her down. So send that her way, please. Her name is Judy.
Judy.
Grandma Judy.
I've met her. She's a wonderful lady.
She's fantastic. She's awesome. So that's me.
So, Katie and I are super busy because we do way too many things.
Yep.
We've got a really cool little project in the works for grown-up kids for our Disney listeners.
What's a Disney?
I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I'm going to tell you that it's going to be announced on our episode that's coming out on November 25th. So look for that. And then also, a lot of people are interested in how our trip was overseas and I am going to be working on a little trailer for our vlogs that will be coming out so that you can see just like a little glimpse of everything that we did. And then we will be posting weekly vlogs.
Are you just vlogging that or are you podcasting that?
We're going to do both. So
I was
we're
going to say you should drop the Potter specific stuff to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Swishers.
sure.
We will.
Tiffany, you
will.
were there for that conversation. Thank you, and good night.
So yeah, we vlogged the entire trip, and those will be on our Main Street 9 3/4 YouTube channel. However, I'm gonna put together some like specifically Potter footage that will drop on the Swish and Flick channel, as well as Katie and I are going to do trip podcasts in December. So look for those.
Are you ready for it?
Do we want to tell them how the schedule's going to go?
We can.
Because we're going to do essentially the next 4 episodes, besides this one, are Goblet. And then we're going to have a break for Christmas. And you're going to just hear Megan and Katie talk about their trip for 3 weeks, right?
Yep.
And then we're going to go back to Goblet.
That was a good.
Just warning you now.
And in the meantime, I'm going to bulk my notes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We want to hit the new year hard.
We don't have any docs ready yet for after that.
Oh, okay. I was like,
We have the next, technically I have the
Sarah
next
and I
5
can
ones.
make them. She comes over, I'm sure.
I'm never going to see you again. Do you guys have anything else? No. Are you,
No,
you,
they don't.
you do Accio designs and stuff.
Oh, yeah,
Buy their
Accio
posters.
designs.
They're pretty cool.
Guys, we have
also
so much going on.
Megan's mom, and I'm not saying this because I love her mother, makes the best blankets
They're
and
the
scarves.
warmest things.
Oh
and
my
you can
God.
get them on Accio Designs
Designs.
on Etsy.
They're very well made.
We've been having a lot of listeners order. My mom has
Yeah.
been knitting non-stop for like 2 months.
My fingers hurt. Well, your back hurt.
Full landscaping duty.
I totally said that to her like 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
She get it?
Yeah. Yeah, she did.
Shout out to Mama P because she's been working
She loves
hard.
making them, and actually
Each one is made
she
with love.
is
And
she is using all of the funds to fund her first big vacation to Disney in many a years. So like anything that we sell goes into a little Disney fund pile for her so that we can actually do like a week-long Disney vacation with my mom.
I can't wait for you to plan my Disney vacay.
Oh, I love planning Disney vacations. I just planned my boss's. She just got back.
I really just want to go when the Star Wars stuff opens, and like I know it's gonna be crazy
Wait 5 years.
expensive.
Insane.
I just want to stay in the hotel because isn't it like interactive?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get like a role. It's like role playing.
I'm not
Alana
su- I'm not
force
super good
choked
at that.
Sarah today. I just want to point that out.
I saw that picture.
Thank you. I took it, and I also besides the long sleeve shirt that was underneath her onesie, bought that entire outfit.
It's cute.
You're welcome. I have nothing going on. I'm trying to plan some trips for next
You
year.
babysit Alana.
Yeah, I watch Alana every Friday, so it's my favorite day of the week.
Where are you planning trips to?
Well, I'm going. This is gonna make me sound
To the
like a snot.
bathroom.
I don't plan those; it just happens. I'm going to New York twice in February, and then
Oh yeah.
We're all going to New York in February.
yeah, but not twice.
We're going
Except
twice. We're going
Tiffany's
skiing.
going twice, but we're not really
I'm
going
not gonna
skiing.
go skiing. I'm gonna drink.
But really, I'm gonna drink in a hot tub. Maybe just sit
Sarah's
in a
gonna
hot
cook
tub.
herself like a lobster.
And then my mom was talking about going to California. I don't know if that's happening, and maybe Aruba.
Aruba.
My best friend is getting married next year, so she's thinking about having. This makes her sound like such a snot. She really isn't. We might go to Aruba for her bachelorette party.
Baby, why don't we go down to Kokomo?
See, they only do it when I'm talking because they really hate me.
I did.
And they don't care about my life.
Fast and then
Guys, tell me what I should be when I grow up because I need a new job. That's it. This is what I'm working on. Getting a new job,
captain.
going back to school, and traveling.
Where should Katie and I go next? Tell us.
The
Yep.
moon.
We went to the moon in 1969. Not 1970. but a
All
year sooner.
righty. Shall we close this up?
Should, because this is getting ridiculous. So,
That's me closing the book on it.
Oh my
Oh.
God.
see you later, Prisoner of Azkaban. It's been
Bye.
real.
We'll see you later.
We will see. I think we'll see it later after we do a roundabout, and then we'll come back to doing some stuff. It'll be like a circle.
And you know what?
The circle
you aren't
gets
gonna
the
live
square.
too much longer. And for that, we apologize. Pouring out in advance for the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Okay. Thank you, Azkaban.
Thanks, Azkaban.
It's been a hoot.
Dad.
And that's where we need to stop. That concludes this week's episode. Thank you so much for listening, and don't let the muggles get you down.
Amazing! Just my voice!
Okay, let's start recording.
Let's talk about Star Wars.
Let's talk about Harry Potter.
Who is Snoke? What's your theory?
He's Voldemort.
Voldemort.
Intergalactic Voldemort.
Intergalactic Voldemort.
Sometimes when I laugh really hard and no sound comes out, you can hear the thing in the back of my throat going.